Hey there everybody, welcome back to the Tool for Forza YouTube channel. Captain Nasty's here, and in this video I'm going to talk about a subject that's near and dear to me and a lot of the people in our club, Forza Motorsport 8, and what Turn 10 needs to keep doing to make Forza Motorsport 8 just another fantastic title. Some things they need to bring back from previous versions of Forza, and then some things they need to add as well to really bring the title up to 2020 standards of sim racing when this game is supposed to be launching. So first of all, let me just say that this video is not coming from the perspective of like a YouTuber or a reviewer. This is coming from the perspective of someone that's been involved heavily in online racing and specifically on Forza for more than 10 years. And in Tool for Forza, we have a lot of fun, but we definitely push Forza to its limits in terms of functionality and things like that. So I think it gives us a unique perspective on this particular topic. And if you're going to actually have fun sim racing, one of the most important, elements is being able to have a good group of people to race with. One of the big gripes that people have about Forza specifically, and online racing in general, but I think Forza, it's probably got the worst reputation, is the cleanliness and the ability to actually find a good online race that's just not full of people that are going to wreck. And really supporting the community is going to be crucial for Turn 10 in the future. And they've done a good job listening in the past. But I think if they can implement two things that they used to have in previous versions, it's really going to make for a better experience for everybody. So the first thing that I think they need to get back to is custom public lobbies. And what a custom public lobby is, if you weren't familiar with Forza 2, 3, and 4, is it allows any user to set up a lobby however they want, and then random online people can actually come and join it. And it's really great. It serves two purposes. One, it gives users a lot of control and a lot of freedom to play Forza how they want online, which is super important. And another really fantastic thing that it provides is it's a way to actually build an online community. It's much easier to grow a group of racers if you're online and random people can hop in with you and then join your club and get into some of the league races and things like that. It was a really good recruiting place for us at Tooled for Forza, and I think that if it came back, it would really help our club and all the rest of the clubs out there as well. The second thing that I think they should bring back that would really enhance the online multiplayer experience would be to bring back the online ranking system. It was in Forza 3, I want to say, where they had a system where you would just get like a number next to your name that would go up. Oh boy, hey now! You'd have a number that would go up as you would, complete races and race against other people to get higher ranks and beat them. And just like any other, it's a lot like the Rocket League ranking system. It worked really good. And you could just click a button and like go into an A-class hopper, and you'd be put in with people that were your same skill level. It really made it fun, and it was really a good way to have clean racing, because if your rank got up high enough, you were racing with people that knew how to drive. There wasn't wrecks all the time because everyone was working on keeping their rank up. So it was really cool. If they could add a safety rating, I think that would be huge as well. Let's talk about some of the really good online things that Forza has that we don't want them to change. And I think an area that Forza really shines online is with the netcode. So you can see when you trade paint and rub cars, they don't just go flying off the track like they do in some other titles, some sim racing titles. Assetto Corsa, that's probably the weakest point of Assetto Corsa, and it's really a strong suit of Forza, and it makes the racing fun because you don't have to be ridiculously careful about not touching anybody when you're racing online. You can rub on people a little bit, and you're not going to all go scattering and have a yard sale. It sounds like a minor detail, but the netcode is really good on Forza, and it's something that I hope they continue to roll with in the future. One of the main advantages that Forza has is, besides the community and the crossplay and just the amount of people that are playing it and its accessibility with the controller, which is important, and I think they should definitely continue that, is it's got a fantastic engine, meaning the graphics look amazing and it runs really, really good. And I'm really kind of amazed that Xbox One, and I just have the original Xbox One, can run this thing at a consistent 60 FPS with time cycling, with 24 cars on the track, looking the way it does. It's just absolutely awesome. I'm getting rubbed here. So that's another huge advantage it has, and something I hope they continue in the future. Of course, the platform for modifying cars and Forza being Forza, I don't think that's going to change, and that's obviously a strong suit as well. You're not going to hear me talk a lot about content in this video, and Forza has a ton of content in terms of cars. They could have more tracks. If they brought back some of the tracks they had in previous versions, that would really be, I think, I say it's easy. I don't really know if it is, but it seems like it'd be an easy way to really please the community. A lot of us really miss Fujimi Kaido, Rally de Positano, Iberian, some of these tracks that we used to have that we no longer get to enjoy. And that's one, one content-related comment. The other content-related comment is what's with all the trucks and SUVs and just stuff that's really more appropriate for Forza Horizon. If they were to do away with those several dozen types of vehicles and replace them with, race cars or street cars or whatever, just something that people actually wanted to drive and race properly with, I think that would really go a long way too. It would also kind of make Forza, come across as a more serious sim racing title rather than a simcade, and I think that's where it needs to go if it's going to survive in the future. If they want to appeal to the growing population of people that use steering wheels and pedals and are really truly looking for a sim racing experience, and I believe that market segment is definitely growing right now. Just look at all the different titles that are out, for that. Instead, of course, are Project Cars, Automobilista, iRacing, R-Factor 2, just to name some of them. It's a very fragmented community, and I think that, iRacing is kind of the big dog in that arena right now, and I think that Forza could play a very nice yin to iRacing's yang, being a little bit more casual and just honestly a little bit more about having fun, which really would appeal to me, but it's got to have the good physics, to go with it. So let's kind of get into that a little bit. That's an area for critiquing as well. So Forza's tire model is really good in the way that the tires are predictable and you can slide the cars and tell what's going on. And I really appreciate that. I have a drift car in real life. I do a lot of sliding, and I just really think that Forza nails drifting and nails that slide effect on bias ply tires and on street tires. Now on the racing tires, I think that the window that you can correct those tires in probably should be a lot smaller. Racing cars are much more twitchy and less forgiving when you overdrive them. And I think it would add some depth and really make Forza more of a challenge if by the time you're in a race car, that they essentially were harder to drive at and over the limit, than the rest of these cars. You can kind of get away with murder in anything on Forza. And that's something that I'm definitely, it's a tough deal because it makes it accessible for people, but it also turns folks like me off that want to have a more realistic driving experience. There's no way I should be able to throw an AC Cobra around this easily like this and get away. And this thing is bone stock, and that's another thing. I actually like to drive lots of the cars in Forza just with the stock setups, because once you start tuning the cars and adding parts, they all start to feel very, very similar. And I think that having some more depth and some more, like having the cars be more dynamic and how different from each other would really go a long way too in adding to the gameplay and the overall feel of the game. This car should be much harder to drive than this. These AC Cobras are not easy car to drive. You should not be able to just manhandle it like this with, especially with no tune on it and on bias splice. Let's see here. The element that it's so accessible for people that are on the controller is absolutely, huge, and that's critical, and I don't think Turn 10 should change that. But I do think they need to find a way to level the playing field for wheel users. If you look at all the esports and all the people with top times in Forza, they're all using controllers. And if they can figure out some way, and they've kind of tried with sim steering, but sim steering is just absolutely terrible in Forza 7. The cars feel super twitchy. They don't feel right when they start to go near the limit. It's honestly poor. And if they can figure out some way to kind of, sort that out, I think that'd go a long way too into attracting wheel users to come back and feel like they had a level playing field, or even some kind of hardcore leaderboard type thing where if you're running no assists, and a steering wheel up above, say, like 720 degrees or something like that, then you could have your own, custom leaderboard, or maybe even a hopper or two, or a lobby or two, or let a user make a custom lobby. I think that'd be a pretty appealing element to it. Hey now, as well. I think another big strong point of Forza that they need to focus on is keeping it simple. So it's really simple to jump in to set up online races with Xbox Live is really good for simplicity. It's a really good platform, and I hope they keep that. Trading paint, the storefronts should definitely come back. That was another really great thing that they had previously, where you could, a painter, you could see all their paints, a tuner, you could see all their tunes. It's much harder to see a body of work from a particular creator, and if they could bring that back, I think that'd be a really, really nice thing. As well. So let's see, we've talked about multiplayer, single player, gosh, no more grinding. Holy crap, Forza 7, I haven't even completed it, It's just such a grind in single player. You should be able to rank up, earn XP, and unlock all the cars online just as fast as you can offline. This whole making people play single player and grind thing is just not, it's for the birds, man. We got to get away from that. It's not that kind of title. It's really should be considered an online racing platform. And of course it has to have single player, and I'm doing single player at Hammond. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun. But it shouldn't be the focus of the game to make people grind. I say no more grinding. I do really like the new Forza Edition cars with the wide body kits, and not just fender flares and goofy crap, like actual real like box metal looking wide body. The 8 Series BMW is a really cool example of that. It's one of my favorite looking cars in this title, and I really think that Forza should continue with that, and all the customization and all that stuff's obviously super critical too. Let's see, and those are really the high and the low points. I wish Turn 10 all the best. I imagine that Forza 8 is going to release on the new console, and hopefully they pack it full of what the community wants, and for the most part, I think it's the little stuff. I think the big stuff is sorted out, like the engine, the game engine, the netcode. The servers, all that stuff actually works well. And, I think that's kind of the core of the game is good. It doesn't need to be, like, rebuilt from scratch. I just think you need to update the physics model, update the race tire model, and update the force feedback in addition to the things I mentioned about enhancements to the community, which is mostly stuff they already had, and I think it's going to be an absolute winner. I think they really have an opportunity to have a really hot title on their hands and give something for people to really be excited about getting the next generation console for. So yeah, that's about it. If you've watched this video this long, please give us a like, consider giving us a subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel really so we can grow our sim racing community. We mostly race on Forza, but we do have an Assetto Corsa contingency as well over on the PC that's starting to pick up and is pretty fun. But I've got really high hopes for Forza 8. It's so much easier to have a big community and just a boatload of people to have a really vibrant club with multiple events per night and all kinds of crazy stuff going on a platform like Forza. So Turn 10, we wish you all the best. I hope you guys are listening. I hope these suggestions are helpful and they're meaningful, because this really does come from the heart. And our club is we're avid Forza guys. We're avid sim racing guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and just enjoy the rest of this race. Maybe do a little talk and drive. Whoa! Oh, just a little bit about Tool for Forza. We started during Forza 2. I've been with the club since 2007, and it's definitely older than that. And it's just been really neat to see everyone stick together. A lot of us has actually gotten together in real life. I've met several of the people from the club and had a really good time with folks doing different, things in the real world. And it's just, they're people I never would have met if it wasn't from sim racing. It's really great. I really appreciate you guys watching. Check out our Discord page. We'll see you guys on Xbox Live, and come on and race with Tool for Forza. We got them tacos. Captain Nasty's over and out.